banging Vlogmas stuff. I'm so jealous of how on the ball a lot of people are. So I'm going to be upping my game a teensy bit. But one of the cool things I've seen is the worst books of 2018 kind of thing. So I'm like, I wonder what books I didn't like this year. So I started going through my Goodreads, whatchamahowsit, and I was actually quite surprised. I didn't get any 1-star books this year, so that is a huge plus, because last year, if I remember correctly, I had quite a few. And I don't think I DNF'd anything this year, which is also pretty awesome. I don't think I did. But I gave 2 stars to Damien, The Omen 2, and the Amityville Horror. And I believe that this was a premature thing for me to do. Hey, Amy, how you doing? It has been forever, and I miss you. So hello. I think I was doing this in October. Hello. And I think I was just over ghost, not ghost, but demonic possession books. Like I had read 4 in a row, and I was just so over it that it just felt like the same thing over and over and over. I think if I read Amityville without reading all the other stuff I was reading, it would have been okay, because I read Legion, which was the second Exorcist book, and that's actually not even in this list. I don't know if I put it in here. But that wasn't that good. I reread The Exorcist because Zoe was reading it. I'm taking a break from writing the last paper of my academic career ever. Oh my gosh. Is it kind of sad, or are you just excited? I think I would be sad. There would be a part of me crying and a part of me elated. And then I read The Omen as well. And that's not in here. Huh. Oh, wait, no, there it is. Okay. So that was that. Let's see, what else do I got here? I have a feeling I didn't put some books in here. And then I think I was pretty good up until January and February. Oh wait, no. The Deep by Peter Benchley, liberating. I gave this 2 stars because it wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. You got bored? Did you listen to the audiobook? The audiobook is read by William Blatty, and he is really hardcore. This whole time I've been rushing because I wanted to make sure I got off the stream in time to watch Brit's live stream. And she just messaged me to tell me that it's tomorrow. So I'm a douchebag. But yeah, so The Deep with Peter Benchley, or by Peter Benchley, it wasn't that deep. The water stuff they were talking about seemed very close to shore. You didn't like the audiobook? Oh, I really like the audiobook. That's weird. Well, Amy, I guess we're allowed to have different opinions of things, but only The Exorcist. Let us not have different opinions of anything else. So yeah, The Deep, I just was not thrilled with. Let me see here. I'll do 5 stars later, in another video. let's see. I know there was more. And see, there's books that I would have given like I have Nausea in here as 3 stars. Hi. And I would have given it 2 stars. Like now looking back on it, I think I gave it 3 stars because the premise is like one of my favorite premises I've ever heard of. But I just felt like the execution was kind of shit. Come on, what else do we got here? This is gonna blow your mind. Okay, 2 stars to what? The Sun Also Rises by Hemingway. Wouldn't have done that. You're the best. I'm reading. I love food. Thank you. The Sun Also Rises, I would give 3 stars to now. It is kind of stuck with me. I think at the time I was pissed off about that whole fishing chapter. I felt like for a guy who's known to like get to the point, like why the hell is this chapter in a book? But I really liked it. Like when I think back on it. Let's see here. I also gave 2 stars to Tropic of Cancer. I don't know why I would have given that 2 stars. Like I could give it 3 stars. Yeah. I think it was because it was just it felt like it was just dirty for the sake of being dirty. But I don't know. Let's see, what else do I have here? And here I gave Pulp 3 stars. That's like one of my favorite books now. It's so weird. Okay, are you ready for this? Guess what my next 2-star book is? Land of Terror by Edgar Rice Burroughs, which is the 6th book in the Pellucidar series. I don't know why I would give it 2 stars. I wonder if I had a different idea of what my star rating was. Because I do that sometimes. No, The Sun Also Rises, I really liked. Like, it has definitely stuck with me. But I feel like when I read it, I was expecting more from it. And like, I don't know if you know this. I mean, I'm sure you do. I don't want to spoil this for anybody. But they allude to the fact early in the book that he might be impotent. Okay. And then they spend like an entire chapter, maybe even 2 chapters, where he's fishing with this dude. And the whole point of those 2 chapters, it seems like, is just to tell this guy that he might be impotent. And I'm like, I already know you're impotent. Like, you made it pretty clear earlier in the book. Like, why do we need more clarification of that? So those 2, like that chapter-ish, really like annoyed me. But I don't know why I would have given it a 2-star. I'm wondering if I had to have, I don't know. Because Land of Terror wasn't that bad. And then Tarzan the Untamed. Tarzan number 7, I gave 2 stars to. Okay. But this one I actually wrote a review for. So I'm going to read the review to you so you could hear what I had to say about it. This was from January 6th. I'm so confused. I guess this book is a collection of short stories like Jungle Tales of Tarzan. I need to go through it again in the short stories because some of this book was great and other bits of it just dragged on and on. Some of Edgar Rice Burroughs' worst dialogue I have ever read, full of exposition for exposition's sake. It's almost as if he wrote some of it and then threw in some fanfic for the rest. Even every plot thread is wrapped in the last two sentences and somehow manages to also include a cliffhanger. The stories are held together by the fate of a German spy. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I just didn't care either way if she lived or died. Tarzan had no stake in her whatsoever. To make her the linchpin and to have Tarzan's only excuse for not killing be because she's a woman got old very quickly. I'll continue with the Tarzan books I've read 9 so far. This is the closest to a stinker that I've found. You know what's funny? I remember reading this, and here's what I'll say about it. I liked the story as I'm thinking back, but the dated nature of him constantly reminding himself that he can't kill her because she's a woman, that did get old really quick. But I wonder if that got old because of the times, like if it's just dated. But I remember it being like interesting. See, that's the thing. This is why I can't rate books as soon as I finish reading them. And I think that's why there's some books that aren't on that list. Because I said to myself, more likely than not, this is what happened. I'm going to wait a little bit and sit on this. And then I just never went back to do it. Okay, one of the things I'm going to do this year coming up is I'm going to focus more on my commonplace book than on Goodreads. And I was doing really good with my commonplace book from January to May. And then I pretty much fell off of it. And I just started messing with it again, like within the last week or so. So maybe I'll do a video on that and talk about that. But I do have a couple like reading goals that I want to meet next year that I've never really had reading goals. I'm going to be a bit short on my Goodreads challenge. I wanted to read 150 books and I think I'm at 130. So I am definitely missing the mark there. But that's okay. 130 is still really good. I guess I could talk a little bit about it right now. One of the things I'm going to be doing next year is I have a ridiculous amount of ebooks. Oh, 200. You are, with all the stuff you do, Amy, and you were still able to almost read 200 books, and you still might. It's shocking. Grim Legacy. I have never heard of it. I will look it up. But I have so many ebooks. I go through these like weird periods where I'll just start snatching up ebooks. I think I could do it though once I start my vacation. Are you, Amy, are you going to finish your paper today? Does your vacation start tomorrow? But yeah, I just have so many ebooks. Like we're talking like thousands of ebooks. And it's funny because I was talking to Zoe about it. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to do something where like I obviously can't just read ebooks. Because I still have a ton of paperbacks and I still collect a ton of paperbacks. So I'm like, I'll read like one ebook a week. And then Zoe's like, that's only 52 by the end of the year. I'm like, yeah. And she's like, that's not really a dent. at all. And I'm like, okay, so stop. And I was a little miffed. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them all on my computer, and I'm going to start putting them in folders. It's due tomorrow. Oh yeah, finish it today by all means. I'm gonna put them in separate folders. Well, I'll do a whole video about this because it's kind of stressing me out the more I think about it. But Commonplace Book and ebooks are definitely something I have to take care of. I have not been to England, but I will be soon. So there's that. Also, just a heads up, don't leave bookmarks where your dogs could get them. Just a heads up, because they will chew them up. Okay, so those were the worst books I read. And the funny thing is, Land of Terror, Tarzan the Untamed, Tropic of Cancer, and The Sun Also Rises, I would give those at least 3 stars now. Maybe Tarzan, I would keep it 2 stars. But I don't even think I would do that. So this is a pretty awesome year. I only read a couple stinkers, and I don't even think they were stinkers. I think it was where I was at when I was reading them. So yeah. Good stuff. So I would love to hear what the worst books you read this year were. So I'll go ahead and end the stream here, and you could leave them down below if you think you could think of some, because I love crap. So usually when people say this is the worst book I've ever read, like I'm like, oh my God, I got to read that book. So yeah, let me know. Sounds like you had a good reading your overall. You know what, Amy? I think I did. Because I didn't have anything that was awful. Because I remember last year I DNF'd a ton of shit. Cool kink. Yeah. I DNF'd a lot of stuff, and I 1-starred a lot of stuff. So this wasn't that bad. I have like 3 books sitting here that I would really like to finish before the end of the year. Let me see if I could do it. I know I could finish this. Look at the birdie. I started this a long ass time ago, and then I just forgot I had it. You Get So Alone at times that it just makes sense, by Charles Bukowski. The problem with poetry books is I will jam through it and not even take it in. So like with poetry stuff, I have to like just read a little bit at a time, or else it's like pointless to even read it. What else do I got here? Oh no, don't fall, phone. I haven't really started that yet. I have these books here that I haven't started that I was planning on starting, so I can show you those real quick. Agent 13, amazing. Tarnsman of Gore. I'm supposed to be buddy reading this with Secondhand Shan, and I think she's pussing out on me. Conan the Freebooter, which I've read 1, 2, 3. I've read 3 of the 5 stories out of here already, so I might just go ahead and try to do that. And the King Kong novelization. So if I could get through at least 3 or 4 of these before the end of the year, I would be very, very happy. So we'll see what happens. So until next time, everybody. Bye-bye.